Good evening all, and welcome to another video on All How That Ale. Tonight we're going for beer from a brewery that I've not had before. Yes, it's alcohol free. Which one? This one. Nirvana Brewery's Traditional Pale Ale. And it weighs in at a hefty 0.0% ABV, and it says on the tasting notes, it's lightly roasted barley with balanced and crisp hoppy flavours with a smooth caramel malt body, and it's proudly low alcohol. Now, I love balanced, crisp, hoppy flavours and a nice, smooth caramel malty body. It sounds right up my alley. Is there anything more on here that's worth telling you? Yes, there is not a lot of calories in this one either. It's only 15 calories per 100 ml. Then you've got all your usual ingredients: water, malted barley, hops, malt extract, and natural flavourings. I'm curious to know what the natural flavourings are. But there we go. I love the name Nirvana as well, and the whole Zen vibe that it gives off. The artwork on the bottle kind of gives a little hint to that. There we go. So, yeah, acquired from the Wise Bartender. First time I've tried anything by this brewery. So, without further ado, we're going to crack it open and see what it's like. And we're going to pour, hopefully, into my nice... Well, we are going to pour. There's no hopefully about it. That's where it's going. It's going into my new Titanic goblet glass. And the pour is... pale. There we are. It is pale. It's not as pale as I thought. You know, some of the alcohol-free beers tend to be very pale, but this has got a nice golden hue to it. You've got a relatively tight, white, compact head. You've got a good finger's worth there. And yeah, it's pretty clear. There's a little bit of natural haze. It's almost like a fridge haze, nothing heavy. Certainly not like an unfiltered haze. So it looks really, really good, which is always a bonus. Let's have a whiff. It smells balanced. I can get a little bit of that malt. It's a sweet, it's not sugary malt. No, it's not that. It's kind of like a sweet sort of toffee. It's not caramel to my nose. There's no butteriness, nothing of that nature. And then you've got a clean kind of traditional British hop kind of aroma. There's a little bit of grapefruit coming through somewhere, which is nice. I love a grapefruity hop. That tends to imply there's going to be a little bit of bitterness, which I expect in a pale. So hopefully the taste is going to be good. That's not bad. First thing that strikes me, it's light on body and it's big toffee caramel flavours. It's more sort of burnt cinder toffee. That's good for me. I like it. It's not traditional pale ale in that sense, but it's nice. It is more malt forward than it is hoppy. It's not unbalanced, don't get me wrong, but the malt is prominent. The hops kind of sit there in the background. There's none of that grapefruitness. I'm making up words now as we go. There's none of that kind of intense sort of pithy bitterness that you get with the grapefruit. There's tiny hints of sort of fresh kind of British hops, sort of bittering hops, think Goldings and things like that. And there's something almost Parma Violet going on as well. That was unexpected. I got it on the first taste and I was like, what's that? And now it's obvious. If you don't like Parma Violets, you probably won't like it. I do. I could sit and eat them till the cows come home. I really could. It's an interesting angle. It's something a bit different. So the body is light. It's well carbonated. It's a nice balanced carbonation. It's not overly heavy. And as for a finish, it is malty. It's sweet. Not much hop on the finish at all. It's definitely a sweet malt finish. And if you like that, you're going to love it. I quite like that. So, Nirvana Brewery, Traditional Pale Ale. What do I think of you? What does the world of Untapped think of you, first of all? So we're going to go to the aide memoir, the Nirvana Traditional Pale Ale board of joy. There have been 333 check-ins and it's got an average score of 2.23. So it's slightly under average based on the world of Untapped. But as we know, everyone's opinion differs. So one person might love it, other people might hate it. So we're going to see what I think of it. And we're going to go on the 5 points, 5 pillars of judgment, shall we say. With looks, aroma, body, taste, and the finish. So I'm going to mark it up here. Nirvana Trad Pale Ale. The looks, that's what we're going to judge it on first of all. You know, it's a good looking pale ale. When it was first poured, you had a nice head on it. You've still got a bit of head. You've got a nice lacing on the glass as well. So it's getting points there. It's going to get the full point from me on that one. Aroma. Now, it was malt forward on the nose. There was a slight hint of grapefruit. I was a little bit disappointed I didn't get that on the taste, but it did smell good. It's a slight burnt toffee flavour burnt toffee aroma, shall we say. It's not perfect. I would like a little bit more of the hop, but it's going to get a pretty good score for me. It's going to get the 0.75. Body. Now, we all know I like a big heavy beer, and I know a pale ale shouldn't be heavy, but it should have something to it. It should have a tiny bit of unctuousness. A little bit lacking in the body, but it's not the end of the world. It's going to get a half from me on that one. Taste, though, is exactly where it matters. And we're going to go for another little sip. The burnt toffee caramel malt does come to the fore. And there's that slight edge of Parma Violet. I want to call it Parma Violet. It's nice. I can see why people would dislike it, but I do enjoy that kind of slightly floral edge. And you do get that with some hops. There's a multitude of them that have that kind of slightly fragrant taste, and I like it. I like it a lot. It's going to get 3/4 out of 5 for me on that one. So 0.75. And the finish, that's another key thing. You know, when you're sipping a beer or indeed any drink, and you want to savour it for longer than the instant that it's in your mouth, the finish is important for me. It's got a nice malty finish, lacking a little bit on the hop front. It's not perfect. It's not brilliant, but it's still very, very tasty if you like a malt forward beer. And for me, it's going to get a half there, which gives me 3.5 out of 5, all told, on the Untapped score sheet of joy, which to me is better than average. You know, that's absolutely one I'd buy again. So yeah, it's a good little beer. Yeah, I'd best leave some of that to actually photograph for the thumbnail, otherwise we'll be kind of screwed, won't we, really? Anyway, we're at the point in the video where I'm going to say, that's been the beer. Down there are some buttons. You know exactly what to do with them by now. You've got like, comment, dislike, and subscribe. Choose any combination of them as you wish. And do let me know in the comment section if you've tried this lovely beer. And yeah, I'm going to go drink the rest of it. And I'll catch you again soon for another video. Bye.